Sacramento. With Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, I'm Kevin Harlan, bringing you the NBA live on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke, who will be joining us courtside moments from now. And it's been home cooking for the Kings in the midst of a homestand here in Sacramento. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows. And in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
You know, for the Kings, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk from them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 at point with Redick here in the back. And it's Barnes at the three.
Well, when you talk about vocal leaders among NBA players, you have to put Chris Paul right at the top of the list. Always talking, coaching on the floor. It also makes his teammates better.
Gage kicks to Collison. Good on the triple.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. And Cousins with the block. Thompson best to Collison. Thompson kicks to Gay. Shoots from 12. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And you know, Chris Paul is what looks to be a natural leader. You take a look at him being elected the president of the NBA's Players Union. I think that indicates the respect he has on both sides of the aisle. His peers, but also with those in management as well. Highly respected, not only because of his performance, but because of his character.
Paul against Collison. High post Cousins. Cousins with a screen on Barnes. From about 16, and it comes off the front of the rim. And Chris Paul not shy about voicing his opinion, Steve, when it comes to Clippers' decisions in the front office.
No, but that's healthy, particularly with his relationship with Doc Rivers. So, Paul was instrumental in acquiring Barnes and Crawford. Look, when you have a star player, you should go to him for nice occasions.
An interesting statement came from the mouth of CP3 last year when he mentioned that he feels that Allen Iverson was the most influential player ever. Interesting. Most probably would have said Jordan.
You talk about Allen Iverson's influence. Chris Paul wears the number 3 jersey in honor of Iverson. Paul was about 10 years old when the answer started his NBA career, so a huge influence.
So Paul nails both of them. And you look at Chris Paul and Allen Iverson. What similarities do you see in their games?
Well, really just size. That's the only thing. Allen Iverson is a speed merchant. Chris has tremendous and deceptive speed, a little stronger, more of a quarterback. AI was just a flat-out killer of the sport. I mean, the guy did some amazing stuff for a long time at his side. I mean, he was 6 feet tall and 150, 160 pounds of all. Put buckets on guys like I hadn't seen a small guy do since Nate Archibald. And Isaiah Thomas was real strong.
Three from Gay. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Portland.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Thompson sets the pick for McLemore. Pass to Collison. Feeds to McLemore. Back to Collison. Kings moving the ball around. Pass to McLemore. 6 to shoot. Cousins inside. He's against Jordan. And Cousins gets it to go. Clippers trailed by 4. Outside Jordan. Paul outside. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Right side Griffin. Here's Jordan, and that one is good with the extra effort got his first 2 points of the night. The Kings have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Cousins with a screen on Paul. Collison dishes to Cousins. Cousins with a screen for Gay. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The Clippers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Jordan with a screen on Collison. A drive by Paul. Redick inside the line. Cousins pulls it in.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Collison, the pass to Gay. Back to Collison. Now the feed to McLemore. Gay against Barnes. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
The Clippers trail. Ball outside. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, you need good passing from your forwards as much as you do from your guards. These are small forwards leading the way in assists. In fourth, Rudy Gay.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing are outstanding. Truly gifted distributors.
Yeah, and one of the passes that you really need to prioritize and be able to make is that entry pass, getting that ball inside, accurately throwing it into the low post is really a bit of a lost art in today's game.
McCallum's checked in for Sacramento. That one drops. He ties it up.
Well, this last season was the Clippers' 30th in Los Angeles, and for a team that's long played in the Lakers' shadow, the second season in a row, the Clippers were the best team in LA.
Here's McCallum. Back to Thompson. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Ball outside. The pass to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Right side, Jordan. And the Clippers miss again.
I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make. When you've got daylight like he had there, I mean, those are shots you want to make.
And Cousins gets it to go.
And for the Clippers, in their 30 years in LA, folks, only 6 times that they finished the regular season with a better winning percentage than the Lakers. Man, it's been domination by the Lakers out there in LA land. So Clipper fans are hoping that this is a sign of things to come going forward for their team, the Clippers.
Here's Paul, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. There's the dish to Griffin. And there's the foul. It's on Jason Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Barnes, screen on Thompson. Griffin kicks to Barnes. And stolen by Cousins.
Heads up interior defense there. He was ready for that entry pass.
He dishes it to McCallum. Here's Gay. That one a little long. And guys, for the Clippers, acquiring coach Doc Rivers from the Celtics in exchange for a draft in Boston. He'd been the second longest tenured coach in the league after Greg Popovich.
You know, but rather than rebuild, I think he wanted to go for another ring in LA. He's got a lot of authority, final say on personnel decisions. So Doc has really put his stamp on this team.
Against Griffin. Baseline try. Good on the jump shot. Griffin's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
He's so reliable. And his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Shot off the screen. And again, it's Sacramento converted.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
So for Sacramento, their last game, a loss to Dallas.
Well, they heaved up a lot of ill-advised three-pointers in that loss, guys. They were way too trigger-happy from downtown.
Yeah, and that's not the area on the court where you want to be forcing shots from. Heck, you were a great three-point shooter, and you know that, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes. You can't just rely on that when things aren't going your way.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
McCallum dishes to Gay. McLemore with a screen for Gay. Another miss by Gay.
Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today.
And while we have a chance, let's check out some stats for DeAndre Jordan. First in rebounding, first in shooting percentage. He's also ranked third in the league in blocks, so a terrific rim protector.
You know, we rewind back and look at his incredible rebounding average, and he's actually a beast in the paint. I mean, when the shot goes up, he really believes it belongs to him if it doesn't go in.
That shot by Griffin, no good.
Poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
You know, for a player whose star shines as brightly as Blake Griffin's speed, it seems there are a lot of naysayers regarding his game, although I think you and I would agree he expanded his game, certainly this past year.
Well, I can tell you this, I am not one of those naysayers because I think Blake Griffin was the third best player in the NBA last year. The offensive expansion to his game, the post-game, the passing, the ball handling in transition. I mean, he is an amazing player, and has gotten better and better every year.
Here's McCallum following the basket by Blake Griffin.
DeAndre Jordan has always had an knack for the incredible. Usually manifests himself in his dunks and the blocks. Last year he committed himself more on the defensive end, and it really made a difference for him.
Some changes for Sacramento. Landry's checked in for Cousins. Williams comes in for Thompson. And Stauskas subs in for Ben McLemore. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Barnes. And it's Rivers in for J.J. Redick. You think about defense, Clark, and it isn't just how many shots you block. Jordan really seemed to focus on the little things that go into being successful defensively.
And I think that's a tribute to Doc Rivers, who actually emphasized some of those little things that would help Jordan elevate his game and his team. And to Jordan's credit, he took heed and made significant improvement.
Sacramento with the ball. Following the three from Chris Paul. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Gay traded twice in the last couple of seasons. Really, it was his big contract that led to him being dealt. Because Gay is a quality player, but the feeling was his production just didn't live up to the cost.
And for Gay, traded from the Raptors to the Kings in December, really, he had one of his best seasons once he was in Sacramento.
And he sinks the second. Guys in Sacramento, Rudy Gay shooting well and passing better. And Steve, for the season, did a good job of getting to the line.
Yeah, and I think he might have read some of his critics in terms of his game. He's been picked apart in terms of his shot selection and that sort of thing. So, you know, that efficiency was exactly what a lot of people have been clamoring for.
6 to shoot. Here's Hawes. And it's the Clippers scoring again. The Kings trailed by 5. Now we're going to get a chance to check in with Doris Burke, who had a talk moments ago with head coach Ty Corbin. Doris?
Kevin, he said he expects their interior defense to be airtight tonight. He said shot blocking is something our team can really hang its hat on. That ability to contest and deny shots inside frees us up to be more aggressive on the perimeter. So in a sense, it's really the foundation for us defensively. Guys, we'll see if they can build on that to secure the W.
Thanks, Doris. And given the scoring talent on the floor, defensive mindedness definitely a key here, guys. Any thoughts?
Well, I agree, Kevin. Playing sound defense has to be their focus. If they can win the battle at that end of the floor, I think they've got a great chance to win.
Well, I agree, because if they don't do that, Steve, what happens at the other end isn't going to matter. It'll be few.
Here's McCallum after Austin Rivers scored. 109 left to play in the first. Stauskas, a three-pointer, no good.
Take a look at the rebound totals. That's +5 now on the glass.
And Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
And here are the Kings now after the Clippers pick up 2. Gabe passes to Stauskas. Nobody near Williams. Again, the miss by the Kings. Los Angeles leading by 9. Here's McCallum. Gay outside. He kicks it to Williams. Buries the long-range jumper. Williams has got his first 3 points of the game.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
19 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Paul. G right on him. 6 to shoot. Davis with a screen on Gay. It's Crawford with the drive. Can't hit from in close.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Buried from outside. And I don't know. I think we may see a review here. It's pretty close. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And to me, it looks pretty clear on the instant replay, guys. The ball was out of his hands in time. I mean, they need to get this one right. Big situation here.
Yeah, I can't see how they come to any other conclusion. But the camera gives us a good look at it. There's a tick or 2 left on the clock.
Call is in. It's ruled a basket. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
And Kevin, this is exactly why we have this rule. And I think they made a great decision putting the rule in. The main thing is you want to get it right. And they definitely got this one right looking at the replay.
Coming up next Monday, January 19th. Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And off we go, a close game. Now starting the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
I thought they built this lead mainly because of their work on the glass. They really dominated the rebounding totals.
And it takes an effort from all 5 guys to get a rebounding advantage like that. Everybody has to rebound the ball. That's how you finish off your defense.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, Paul out there with Austin Rivers, and there's Davis, and it's Crawford, and it's Hawes in at the 5 spot. Outside Collison. Landry, a screen on Davis. There's Stauskas. 3-pointers off the mark.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin off.
There's the pick. Here's Paul. Blocked. But he stays with it. Tries to save it. And the Kings pushing it up now. And here we go. Collison gets a wide open look. Williams kicks to McCallum. Pass to Stauskas. Shot clock at 5. Unloads from 13. And he gets it to go.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas. He drains those.
And the Clippers call time here. This time they met was in Los Angeles.
Well, the big thing is they've got to avoid tonight what happened in the previous matchup. A lot of their starters were on the bench with foul trouble in that game.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Landry. Thompson comes in for Williams. And McLemore subbed in for McCallum. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Hawes. Griffin comes in for Glenn Davis. Barnes is checked in for Jamal Crawford. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Chris Paul.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
That free throw good for McLemore. Just to focus on what Steve was talking about for another moment, their foul trouble, Clark, probably had more to do with that loss than anything.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, I thought they lost their heads a bit. They just basically lost control. Things started to get physical. They didn't really show any discipline. They started committing unnecessary and foolish fouls. It was just a real collapse in terms of mental fortitude.
Got to keep your composure.
Always.
Second chance shot. Griffin kicks to Redick. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Redick's got 6 points.
He's not going to miss many of those, if any. Not when he's got that much room.
McLemore dishes to Cousins. He feeds it to Collison. Cousins, the best to Collison. Back to Cousins. A jump hook, and the shot is good. He has 6. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes. Now here's Redick, guarded by McLemore. Offensive rebound, Griffin. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint. Blake Griffin, arguably the top posterizer in the game. Opponents don't like being embarrassed, and they'll take a hard foul on him if need be. Some have said that Griffin needs to retaliate for his own well-being. He's got to go back at some of those guys.
Dishes it to Collison. Passes it to Stauskas. Back to Collison. 6 to shoot. Into Jason Thompson. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Griffin's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And Griffin has said he thought about retaliating for the hard fouls, but he said, Steve, you know, it might be best for me, but getting suspended would be very bad for my team. He had his head on straight, obviously.
Oh, yeah, credit him for trying to keep his cool and not get caught up in the moment. But understand that, you know, there's always a two-way street. He oftentimes initiates the contact, and he's such a physical player. He's always going to get caught up and tangled up with other players.
Stauskas kicks to Cousins. Pass to Stauskas. A drive by Collison, and Jordan with the block. Deflects the pass. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. DeMarcus Cousins is second.
And there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively, face up or back to the basket. They can get it done.
And that's what makes that list so intriguing to me, Steve, just how varied it is in terms of technique each of those big men use. You could feel a textbook taking a little piece of each of their games. They all do something different and unique and do it well.
The pass to Stauskas. Cousins with a screen on Barnes. Collison gets a wide open look. Sacramento again missing.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead to me has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
The Clippers shoot their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That's good from Blake Griffin.
Sacramento needs to do a better job guarding against Griffin.
He's got 8 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
It seems like it could have been more because he's been in position to make plays defensively most of the game.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Sacramento moving it around. Collison kicks to Cousins. Fades and shoots. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Cousins has got 8 points.
Yeah, the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face. Couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Rivers with it. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Off the screen, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting a screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
The drive by Collison. Drops it in from 11 feet. Collison's got his second bucket. Now here's Rivers. 6 points for him. Griffin a screen on Collison. Rivers with it. Picked up by Thompson. And stolen by Cousins. And Thompson throws it down.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
Man, guys, this is just too close in the game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Here's Redick. That's good. Redick's got 8 points. Now Collison. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Dallas. A chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Yes, gentlemen, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, a historically great tandem. Blake has said, playing with CP has changed the way I play for the better. I want to play with guys who want to win like he does. And as for Chris Paul, he said, as you get older, you realize it's all about winning. And I think we both realize we need each other in order to do that. Kevin?
Their relationship evolving over the years. Thanks, Doris. Stauskas kicks to Collison. To the left side wing. Feeds it to McLemore. Back at 6. The dish to Cousins. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, Clark, Paul had said, our team will go as Blake goes.
You know, he knew that. Chris knew that was the key. And Griffin becoming more assertive last season, especially while Paul was hurt. I thought that was a key moment in his development. And that's really brought them closer to their goal of being a championship team.
That free throw good from Cousins.
Last season, the Kings inking DeMarcus Cousins to a big 4-year contract extension, and he rewarded them with the best season of his young NBA career, setting career highs pretty much across the board.
Sacramento making a switch here. Hayes checked in. Rivers against Collison. Rivers kicks to Jordan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 7.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be. You know, in the past with Cousins, he had tended to fall in love with the perimeter jump shot. And he's got a good one. He can make it. You know, when you look at his size and strength, it's hard not to think that he should be taking advantage of that closer to the rim and putting more pressure on defenses as a result. I think last season he did commit to attacking inside the lane, and we saw the results. They were pretty good.
Pick by Griffin. Kicks it to Rivers. Jordan sets the pick for Rivers. To the left wing. Redick, good look. That's short off the rim. And Steve, it's pretty clear that DeMarcus Cousins has solidified his place as the Kings franchise center.
Yeah, the future's bright. I mean, last season he was a contender for the most improved player in the All-Star game. He continued to produce and help the Kings become a winner, and the accolades will follow.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Rudy Gay is listed at 6'8", but he has a 7'3" wingspan and tremendous athleticism. Really helps him defensively, both on the perimeter and inside, where he contributes on the glass and blocking shots.
And he makes the first. As you talk about Rudy Gay's size and athleticism, Steve, he can play small ball 4 in a pinch.
Yeah, and it also enables him to get that jump shot off over pretty much anybody. So if he's spaced and he's playing at a 4 and he can get that jumper off, now he's got the ability to drive past you because the floor is opened up. So very interesting when he's placed at that 4 position.
That's good. Redick's got 10.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Outside Collison. The feed to Cousins. Dishes it to Griffin. Jordan sets the pick for Griffin. Kept alive. Jordan the pass to Griffin. Redick inside the line. Will not go. This is off the front eye. And Landry picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Sacramento making some changes. Derek Williams comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Ray McCallum subbed in for Darren Collison. And then for Los Angeles, Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Crawford in for Matt Barnes.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot. Just absolute domination in this one for Redick. He's got 13 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that kind of mindset too. So they close out on him quicker. Should allow him to use the drive if he wants, giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Davis sets a screen. Redick dishes to Davis. Ball outside. From deep. The Clippers keep it alive. There's the pick. Redick with it. Williams picks him up. Ball outside. And another shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
7-1 Spencer Hawes, a finesse big man, great skill level. 4th among centers last season in assists. 1st among centers in three-pointers made.
And Hawes, not just an offensive player, he can rebound and block shots as well.
Yeah, but he's not really a banger, not really a physical big guy, but he brings some nice assets to the table. He can shoot it, doesn't look for contact, but you don't expect that from him. I think he simply needs to get back to doing what he was doing there in the first quarter.
Still haven't seen them miss a shot from the line in this quarter, so they're doing a nice job of protecting the lead.
Well, they're cashing in from the line. I mean, they're making them pay for fouling right now.
Gate kicks to Landry. It's picked off. .141 left to play here in the half. Paul with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. Paul can't get that one to fall.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
1:12 left in the first half. Easy layup after coming off the pick. Paul's got 13.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Landry, a screen on Crawford. Here's Gay. Again, Sacramento.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Now, here's Redick. He's tightly guarded. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
And this will be his 2nd and 3rd shots at the line here.
5% free throw shooter. His team has been able to count on him anytime he gets to the stripe.
You know, it's been a rougher year than he expected at the line, guys. I mean, he's seen the numbers dropping off for him this year.
You know, he's as close to a sure thing as you can possibly have when he steps to the line.
And McCallum kicks to Gay. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Looking at the numbers for Rudy Gay, 12 points. He's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
Yeah, those are always easy points. I mean, you can get to the line and knock them down. Sometimes that's the difference in the game, Clark.
You know, last season, the Sacramento Kings crowd set a world record for the loudest roar in an indoor sports stadium. Talk about analytics being on display. Here's a case in point for 126 decibels. Now, 127 is where you can cause permanent hearing loss. My hope and prayer is that the record stays at 126.
Nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Here's McCallum. And so we wrap up the first half. Clippers lead by 7. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Clippers leading by 7. Up front, it's Thompson and Cousins. Collison is out there with McLemore. And it's Gay in at the small forward. And that's the group on the floor right now as we start the second half for Ty Corbett. Griffin, a screen on Cousins. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by Thompson. Gay passes to Collison. Sacramento moving it around. Cousins dishes to Collison. Screen by Cousins. Paul with the steal. And Redick kicks to Griffin. Comes up empty down low.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Kay passes to Thompson. McLemore with a screen for Thompson. And he gets it to go.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
Here's Paul. Shot clock at 6. Another shot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And he can't get the first one.
Jordan alongside Blake Griffin, maybe the best game dunker in the league. He has the ability to make spectacular plays every time he gets a good grip.
And for DeAndre Jordan, right between his length and his leaping ability, playing an 11-foot, 12-foot rim.
I tell you, when I've watched him play, there are times when it seems he's overwhelming. It really does look like.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Doc Rivers certainly hasn't minced words since joining the Clippers. He's held each player accountable and defined roles. He told DeAndre Jordan he wouldn't run any plays for him, that he just wanted him to focus on defense. Jordan said Doc knows how to reach people. There are egos on every team, and he knows how to control all of that. It's honesty. Refreshing, gentlemen.
Champion with the Celtics is one of the best coaches in the league. Thanks, Doris.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He's got 13 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
Yeah, Clark, he's had a great presence defensively. He's thrown off their rhythm on several occasions. You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Griffin on the double team. Cousins dishes to Collison. And to find Thompson, he gets it to him. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits. You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Timeout called by the Kings. You often think of the Clippers as being an updated version of Showtime. They know how to grind it out and get a win, too.
Yeah, I thought they were a little better defensively. They have guys that certainly give you highlight reel material. But they're smart in how they attack teams and how they finish games, too.
Cousins kicks to 15, and Jordan sends it back.
And they've been off target now on 3 of the first 4 shots they've taken in the second half.
Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
And with the Clippers, I think a big part of how they can grind out a win if need be is that they know how to get to the free throw line.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, the cold stretch offensively, they desperately need a basket.
Now here's McLemore outside, and that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him.
Well, one way or another, the Clippers, as you said, they'll find ways to score points, even if it means selling a ball or two. Do what you need to do to get wins, and most players are open to that.
And McLemore kicks to Thompson. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Thompson's got 6. Los Angeles leading by 8. Barnes, screen on Thompson. And Griffin, here we go. And he gets the bucket. He's got 11.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defenses better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Collison with it. He's picked up by Paul. Collison the pass again. It's a shot at the elbow, and that one hits back iron.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Pass to Griffin. Redick dishes to Barnes. 6 to shoot. Jordan sets the pick for Barnes. Shoots a fader. Sacramento grabs the miss. Hayes got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside Collison. He kicks it to McLemore. Misses the 3.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Collison against Paul. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, Paul is playing really well. He has 15 points, and free throws have been big for him today, with 6 points from the line.
Well, you know, he understands the value of those easy points, also getting the opponent into foul trouble. Those are big. Those are the little things that will add up for a team trying to get a victory.
The Kings making a switch here. Stauskas has checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Clippers, he's checked in for J.J. Redick.
Thompson, 6'11", from Ryder College, not a big-time program, but he was well-known coming to that school because of his ability and his size. He's proven to be a pretty solid NBA player, very well-known.
A nice shot by Collison. Paul with the ball. He's got 16. Paul, right side, goes up to the stripe, and the jumper is good. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
That kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Timeout called by the Kings. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, guys. Well, Tyrone Corbin had some advice for the team in that last huddle. There was one thing he stressed above everything else, and that was getting the ball into the low post. That is where their points can and should be coming from in his mind. He also wants his players putting pressure on the defense with early offense. Lots of shots and an aggressive approach in general whenever they've got the ball. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thanks, Doris. And he's good on the 3-ball. Paul's got 21.
He had 1 in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
They're good, Kevin. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Collison could be the fastest player in the NBA with the ball in his hands. Westbrook, Parker, obviously in the conversation as well, but boy, Collison, the son of 2 track stars, he is just explosive.
And And Collison loves to use his quickness at both ends, a blurring transition, Clark, and defensively, he'll hound you for the full 94 feet.
Well, again, we've talked about this before, Kevin. You've got to play to your strengths. He's a little undersized, but as they say, speed kills, and he looks to make the most of his speed.
Griffin against Thompson. Ball left side. Ball left side. He feeds it to Barnes. Passes to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. Jordan with a screen on Cousins. It's deflected and stolen by Gay. Pulls it from the elbow. Off the left rim and out.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
Griffin kicks to Paul. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got his 3rd assist on the night. Paul against Collison. Dishes to Cousins. Rudy Gay on the way. Cousins with a screen for Gay. And stolen by Barnes. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Out of bounds, Clippers ball. The Clippers keep possession.
So a moment now to check out the story of Blake Griffin. He has been filling up the stat sheet for the last month. He's putting up 22 points per night, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. So much of what this team does on offense comes from him.
Exactly. I mean, he's their leading scorer, and a lot of the possessions run through him.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Landry comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Williams in for Jason Thompson. Kicks it out to Paul. Stolen by Collison. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up. You can get some easy hoops that way.
Well, and the steal made it possible. It all starts with the defense, and they could use a few more sequences like that one.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by Landry. To the middle. Here's Stauskas. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Stauskas has got his 2nd basket of the night.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. Mark, I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And it's Paul penetrating. The shot is off. And the Kings going the other way now. Here's Gay. And Davis sends it back. Crawford kicks to Rivers. And stolen by Williams. Collison against Rivers. Landry passes to Collison. Over to the wing. Here's Stauskas. They get it back. Landry. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a good time here to go over our 2K leaderboard and see which point guards have had the hottest hand at the free throw line over the last 10 games. 3rd is Chris Paul.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome is going to be. So it sort of prevents the defense from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
That's exactly right. I mean, you'd rather dare them to make a shot than risk sending them to the stripe. That's almost free points for them. At least there's a chance they'll miss from the floor.
McCallum, he's checked in for the Kings.
Landry out of Purdue, 6'9" power forward, gifted low post scorer and offensive rebounder, but his lack of reach does limit him defensively at times.
Collison against Paul. Gets the 3-pointer to Paul. Paul's got a pair of threes now here in the 3rd for Los Angeles. The Kings trailed by 11. And Clark, for Landry, his relatively short-standing reach sometimes leaves him at a disadvantage defensively and on the boards, but he certainly competes.
And you can make up for a lack of size with a heart that doesn't give up. And he's got that. I mean, he's tenacious, he's persistent, strong, he's tough-minded. Don't worry about him being undersized. He can go.
Clippers leading by 11. Now here's Rivers. 6 points for him. And low to Davis. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Davis has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Collison kicks to Stauskas. Back to Collison. To the wing right side. the screen. Hawes with the rebound.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Sacramento's getting off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Williams dishes to Collison. Pass to McCallum. Landry with the screen. There's Stauskas. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy looking. He was not going to get away with that.
Climbed all over him like he was on the ladder. I mean, that's an easy over-the-back call there. Stauskas was born in Ontario, Canada, 7 days after the NBA awarded Toronto an expansion franchise. Nice little factoid there. When he was 10 at a Raptors open practice, he got called down to play some 2-on-2 against Vince Carter, and Stauskas buried a 3 on him. Now he's an NBA player himself. Man, that's a heck of a turnaround in about 10 years.
Just 5 on the clock. It's Crawford with the drive.
The chance here to see where the Clippers sit in the NBA statistically right now. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. 4th in field goal percentage. And they also show up as a top 5 three-point shooting team. I mean, that's tall cotton there. Elite level marksmanship from behind the arc.
And I love that number, 3rd in fewest turnovers per game, because that's a sign of a well-coached team, very disciplined. They share the basketball. Their spacing is good. They've got a good plan of attack every game. So the players know where each other is, and that just allows for much better offensive execution.
McCallum, the pass to Collison. Sacramento moving it around. Landry with the screen. On the wing, Williams. They need this one. It's rebounded by Paul. Clippers leading by 14. Davis kicks to Crawford. Paul outside. Puts up a 3. A 3. That's good. Paul's got 16 points here in the second half. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Clippers ahead, leading by 17. And do not go away as
Tune in Monday, January 19th. Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors go up against the Milwaukee Bucks.
And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
This was a showstopper, wasn't it? Just a difficult pass to make, and makes it flawless. He set up that alley-oop.
The Kings trailed by 17, and on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th. CP3 at point with Redick there at the back. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan, and it's Crawford at the small forward spot. Nobody near Williams. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after. Redick dishes to Griffin. Paul outside. Floats one up. It's rebounded by McLemore. McLemore's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's McCallum. And the pass to Cousins. 6 to shoot. In the corner, it's McLemore. Here's Thompson. Paul with the defensive effort. Clippers leading by 17. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Out of bounds. Sacramento will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Williams. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Matt Barnes is checked in for Jamal Crawford. And McLemore kicks to McCallum. Feeds it to Cousins. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Cousins has got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for Sacramento. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Ball passes to Barnes. Griffin inside. He's covered by Thompson. A nice shot by Griffin.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
The Kings trailed by 17. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. McCallum dishes to Gay. Kicks to Cousins. Baseline J on the way, and he gets it to go.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Fourth quarter of play, we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. It's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot.
The Kings, one of the youngest teams in the league. They're trying to build through the draft, but with mixed results over the last couple of seasons. Marcus Cousins, the only player who's truly distinguished himself as a significant player.
And the Kings, Clark, over the last 5 years, drafting in that 5 to 7 range. They took Cousins, traded down, remember, for Jimmer Fredette, and then Thomas Robinson out of Kansas, another Jayhawk, and over in 13, Ben McLemore.
Yeah, McLemore struggled a bit in his rookie season. Aside from Cousins, not the difference makers you hope for to this point. We'll see if this year's any different then.
In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Clippers.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Here's McCallum. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Cousins. The Clippers grab the miss. Now Griffin. Barnes sets a screen for Griffin. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
And Cousins kicks to McCallum. Shot clock at 6. Gay against Barnes. And that one's good. And that's 15 points for Rudy Gay. Clippers leading by 16. The drive by Paul. Dish out to Redick. There's the feed to Griffin. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Cousins.
Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? Man, oh man.
Oh, man, does he ever.
Thompson, a screen on Paul. And McCallum kicks to McLemore. McCallum, the pass again. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Here's Paul. And here is Barnes. Jordan sets the pick for Barnes. He dishes it to Jordan. Pass to Griffin. Jordan kicks to Paul. Here's Barnes. McCallum with the rebound. McCallum's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Gay with no one around. And it's Gay again missing. The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Here's Paul. He's it up and in off the pretty assist. Paul's got 33.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
McCallum kicks to Cousins. Baseline jumper. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
They're earning their points with the jump shot now.
Yeah, 6 of their last 10 points coming in that in-between range.
Collison is checked in for Sacramento.
Matt Barnes really a good glue guy. He rebounds, defends, he's got better with his outside shot, and he can really run the lane. And he's always had a toughness and a fearlessness that I think a lot of coaches love.
McLemore rejected by Jordan. Redick for three. Can't hit. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Here's McLemore on the wing. Thompson. He kicks it to McLemore. Passes it to Collison. Buries the long-range jumper. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
That is not an easy shot right there. He had to get it off over a taller defender.
A little bit of a rainbow three, but like you said, it had to be with the size mismatch.
And that one's good. Griffin.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Cousins dishes to Collison. And he gets it to go.
It's been a bright spot for them. He's had an incredibly efficient offensive performance.
Steve, his shooting really has been just terrific. They'd be much worse off if it weren't for him, that's for sure.
It was shot by Redick, no good.
Well, eventually he'll start knocking those down. Again, he did make two in the first half.
Here's Collison. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Redick's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Griffin. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Now here's McLemore outside.
He can't get anything to drop. The way he's scoring, I'm not sure it's something he should try to shoot his way out of.
No, that might only serve to make things worse, Steve. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. Man, that is a great move off the baseline. Big-time play at the basket.
Fantastic reverse dunk, Clark. Had to get up high for that.
Boy, and that's the kind of play, guys, you know this, it can really spark a team.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Outside Griffin. Hit his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. Los Angeles calls timeout.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
Both shots good from the strike. And so here's Sacramento. A drive by Collison. He feeds it to Cousins. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. 24 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
Jordan kicks to Redick. And here's Barnes for three. And there's the foul, and Kieran Collison picks it up. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
He just picked up his fourth personal foul, and now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
Outside Griffin. Battles through traffic and leaves it in. Griffin's got 16 here in the second half.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. Just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Collison the pass to Gay. Cousins with a screen on Barnes. He used that pick just right. 19 points for Gay.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Here's Redick. Gay with the block. He's it up and in off the pretty assist. Gay's got 21 in the game.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Ball for three, and it's Gay with the rebound. The Kings trailed by 12. Dishes it to Cousins. Back to Gay. Outside Collison. Shot clock at 6. Kings moving the ball around. The drive by Gay. missing. Clippers leading by 12. Here's Griffin, and he banks in the layup. 27 points for him.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Look at Chris Paul. What a contribution.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. He's got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Cousins. Shot misses. And the Clippers will come the other way. Jordan dishes to Griffin. Shot misses. Good work defensively by Gay. Collison kicks to Cousins. They get a hand on it. Collison against Paul. Pass to Barnes. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's on DeMarcus Cousins. That's good from Barnes. Barnes hits them both. Here's Collison. 1:36 left to play here in the fourth. The pass to Cousins. Thompson sets the pick for Cousins. And the wide open shot from Collison. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, they've really won the battle of the boards in this one, Kevin.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line. And it's been a very confident-looking performance for the Clippers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left the man open deep, you get a good look at the basket, and they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
Depth always a factor in wins like this. What an incredible game. Out of nowhere it was for Griffin. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected energy into every play that was made out there.
Barnes against Collison. Crawford outside. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. Now Griffin inside. Now here's McLemore. Defended by Paul. McLemore, the pass to Gay. Buries it from three-point range.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Now Griffin inside. Shot and game clock separated by 5.
And I think this is going to be too much to overcome, Clark. What do you think?
All the sand in the hourglass is gone, and I agree with you.
Now here's McLemore outside. Nice D from Crawford. Outside Griffin. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin. And Blake, the team was really clicking